We're about to go live. Checking, checking. One, two, and three. Checking, checking. One, two, one, two, and three. I hope you all can hear me well. Checking now. One, two, and three. And here we go. Checking. And we are live today at C Kology. Hi, everybody. How are you all doing? It's so excited today to meet you all. Hello, checking. One, two, and three. Checking. One, two, and three. Checking. Checking. One, two, and three. Checking. Checking now. One, two, and three. Checking. Checking. Checking now. One, two, and three. Checking now. Hello. Checking. Checking. One, two, and three. Hello, everybody. Hey, this is great. Excited. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello to you all. Hope you all can hear me very well. Let's see who is on. Happy Sunday, everybody, or happy Saturday to those who are still on Saturday. Happy New Year again to all of you. It's very exciting to see all of you, of course. Anybody's joining? Hi, hi. And let's see if anybody is here joining this live session that I have from Psychology for me to meet everyone and to see everyone here. Happy New Year. Chat to me, and we'll go through some of the things I have planned to say and talk today. Happy New Year to you. Tell me who you are and if you have any plans, travel plans that's coming up. I'm happy to share my travel plans with you and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. First of all, can you hear me well? Can you hear me all right? And it's my first time doing live show, so pretty nervous, but also pretty exciting to be doing this and to be sharing with you and talking to you directly here. By the way, welcome again. My name is CK, and my channel is Ecology. And I've started my YouTube journey many years ago. Many years ago, I started my YouTube uh, videos, and it really took off during the pandemic time. During the pandemic time, I wasn't able to travel. There was no flight. Nothing is going on. So I could basically work um, wherever I want, as long as I took my laptop with me. And at the time, Malaysia wasn't doing very badly. So I took my car and drove across West Malaysia at first. And that's how the whole journey started. So if you guys haven't know my channel, of course, you're here, but my channel is Psychology, and Psychology is my channel, and I'll tell you why I got the name Psychology. Now, why I got the name Psychology is because one day I was in Hanoi, and this guy I was talking to him, and he basically was talking about life in general, and the the way of life, and we were just talking crap and we were just drinking, and I told him, basically sharing with him my opinion of life, and I'm pretty much a happy-go-lucky person, and then he was saying, oh, that's so Psychology, and that's how I got the name, Psychology. And this is my channel, and I have, throughout the pandemic years, documented all my travels all across West Malaysia, and then I expanded to East Malaysia. And in that process, also, I learned video editing. I learned how to shoot. I learned how to vlog, and really, that was the start of my journey as a YouTuber. I never, honestly, never would have imagined myself as a YouTuber. And there I was, and that's how I've grown. And I'm just so glad to have this experience. It's very, very strange. I pretty much started from scratch. I didn't know how to shoot, I didn't know how to talk, how to present. I didn't know how to react, and I just don't know what the contents will be like. And slowly, of course, I found my niche, and I found what I like to talk about. I like to talk about food. I like to talk about the culture that is here in Malaysia, and that's how the whole thing started. And that's the story so far that I have for you as a psychology. And I'm mainly doing videos across Malaysia, Singapore, and I also currently I am in Bangkok, and I travel across Thailand. And I've been shooting videos in Chiang Mai, which is the next video that's coming. And then you're going to see videos of Phuket. And of course, here in my favorite city of all time, Bangkok. And I will be shooting some videos in Bangkok, and hopefully you will enjoy these videos that's coming up to you. And I'm doing live now for the first time. This is something that is encouraged by my fellow YouTubers. And hopefully, this leads to something or nothing. I have really very, very few expectation when it comes to having something. But you've got to start somewhere, and you've got to try. So let's start at our first news today. Seems like Sabah is going to have a sort of a blue economy, and that really intrigued me. So the chief minister of Sabah, Hajiji Noor, says that the state intends to rely on the blue economy. So when I first saw this news, I was like, "What is blue economy? Like, is it something to do with diving, something to do with snorkeling?" But it is to have a sustainable commercialization of marine resource. It's exploring blue economy ventures in collaboration with foreign investors to boost the state's finances, improving living standards, and create jobs while preserving Sabah's marine ecosystem. I think it's very, very important. I mean, Sabah is like all sides surrounded by the ocean, and it is one of the best state to realign itself um, um, to its resources. If you guys don't know where Sabah is in East Malaysia, and Sabah is a state that is basically surrounded by the ocean, and so that's pretty much a great idea, I think. So here we are, Sabah being one of the uh, economy that is transitioning to a blue economy. And now, next, I want to share with you Batu Cave. Now, for a lot of you who doesn't know, Batu Cave is a major, major attraction here in Kuala Lumpur. The cave is said to be 400 million years old. Now, to go to Batu Cave, it is free, and it is a Hindu temple now, and it is like the major draw for Kuala Lumpur. To go up to Batu Cave, you have to climb the stairs. I think it's about 200 steps to climb up. It's not so much. And about like I think 10 years ago, they painted the staircase, and it's now one of the most Instagrammable places in Malaysia. And now, apparently, they want to put an escalator um, for a visitor to reach the cave temple. The cave temple is now named Sri Subramania Cave Temple. And what do you guys think? I mean, what do you guys think about this idea of changing Batu Cave and building a escalator up? Are you guys? Do you guys agree with what the committee is doing, because it seems like there's a few famous escalator now in China that is also doing the same thing, which is building an escalator up so that people don't climb up the stair. Hi, X Alta, X Alta Air. How are you doing? Thank you. You're the first person to comment. Thank you so much. Where are you from? And what are your travel plans this year? So, going back to the story, now, Batu Cave, they wanted to build a staircase, and the committee chairman, Mr. R. Nadaraja, said he hopes federal government will allocate some funds for this project. We hope the government will help us because this year we are going to put an escalator for the disabled and elderly who cannot climb the steps to get to the main temple. Now, this is a great idea. I mean, there are, of course, people who are disabled and senior people, even children who wanted to go up, but they couldn't. This is very much in the discussion stage at the moment. He doesn't know how much the project will cost. It is now 272 steps leading up to Batu Cave that was built in 1920. I didn't know that. I didn't know the steps were that old. But this beautiful limestone cave is over 400 million years old. It's 42.7 meters. And there's a golden statue of Lord Murugan, which is a Hindu deity. Now, I've been up to Batu Cave many, many times. Every time a foreign friend comes, I will, of course, uh, take him there. And sometimes during festival, like Thaipusam is coming up. Thaipusam, I believe, is this week. Batu Cave will have free transportation to bring people to the steps. I mean, basically, it's like our Eiffel Tower. You go to Batu Cave, it's a very international crowd. Everybody is there. The cave is free. So, what do you guys think of Batu Cave having an old staircase? This is pretty interesting. Oh, X Altair. You're going to Kuching in August. So, are you going for the Rainforest Festival? That's in July, though. But be aware that August is also a rainy season in Kuching. But I think you'll do just fine out there. And tell me what you plan to do in Kuching and what do you plan to eat in Kuching? Because I'm no expert in Kuching, but it's really one of my favorite city in Malaysia. It's clean, it's very multicultural, and I would say it's a very well planned city. The city is split into half, and you definitely want to go to the cat museum because that is that is something very very interesting. Now, kucing is of course it does mean cat in Malay, but it has nothing to do with cat. It's really a type of plant or fruits, mata air mata kucing, and that's what kucing is named after. So I'm glad you're going to Kuching. I really wanted to go back to Kuching for so long. I will plan to do it next year. Hi, William, you are here. How are you? Guys, my primary school friend William is here with me today. Hi, William, how are you? And where are you? What are you doing? What is your travel plan this year? Oh, I have to share with you. William, I am in Bangkok at the moment. I'm shooting I'm shooting some videos of Yawarat here in Chinatown, and I'm in a hotel in Chinatown at the moment. Yawarat is my favorite place to eat here in Chinatown. So that video I just complete shooting, so I'm going back tonight. But I've completed my Thailand trip this time of the year because Thailand this time of the year is fabulous. This is the time you want to come to Thailand. It's blue sky every day and it's very cool at night. The temperature dropped to like 20 Celsius at night. This is my Chinese New Year clothes that I bought um, here in Thailand. The whole of Chinatown is buzzing now with scenes and Chinese New Year decoration, which I have bought a lot for my preparation of Chinese New Year. Okay, we go ahead, and I wanted to share this news with you from says.com. The best top five best holiday destination for senior travelers and tours you can take. Now, this is for outbound. So, for people who are now older, first on the list is Istanbul. Istanbul. I have not been to Istanbul. Shame on me. Istanbul now tops the list as the best destination for seniors because there are lots of quality things to do. It's a very peaceful city. Is it? Well, it scored 10. It was 10. It scored the perfect 10 as a peaceful city. I don't know if peaceful means safety. That's also a concern. Healthcare is 8 point. Ease of walking is 9 point. Estimated price to go to Istanbul is 4,200 ringgit to 6,200 ringgit for 9 days, 8 nights. Are you sure? Okay, well, definitely wanted to go. Hagia Sophia is what I wanted to see. Blue Mosque, the Galata Tower. And I know that Istanbul was Constantinople, part of the Roman Empire, because I just came back from Rome. And Constantinople was once the biggest city on the planet at those days. So definitely, I wanted to go to Istanbul. Anybody that's been to Istanbul, let me know, and I will hear what you have to say about Istanbul. So next up on the list is Athens, Greece. Now I have been to Athens. Now, let me tell you, I was pickpocketed in Athens. I'm a very, very careful person, but still, Athens, you just couldn't escape them. There was people who tried to get close to me, and I was pickpocketed in Athens. It's not the safest place in the world. You really, really have to take care of yourself in Athens. 22% of Athens' population is now over 65. Wow. So it is a top destination for senior people because it is a great mix of modern and ancient monuments. You would enjoy the bustling cosmopolitan street lined with shops and head to quiet location and soak up the history of Athens. Well, certainly Athens is one of the oldest city in the world. Um, its civilization spans more than 3,000 years, and of course, it's a beautiful city. Of course, it's a beautiful city. Yes, I would say Athens, a great choice of destination. Now, next up is Rome. Now, I just came back from Rome. So if you guys haven't checked out my video for Rome, please do that. I literally, I kid you not, I literally had 3.5 hours of footage for Rome, and I have to shrink it down to, I remember I have to shrink it down to like 25 minutes. And I just spent, I think, a week editing that video. It was crazy. It was my second time in Rome, my favorite city in Europe, because those days Rome was one of the most powerful city on earth at the time. Um, Rome gave birth basically to Paris, London, Frankfurt, Cologne, Madrid. They were all Roman colonies. And without Rome, Europe would look very, very different. So please check out my video of Rome. Certainly, Rome is madhouse when it comes to tourists. I urge you not to go to Rome during the summer times because it really is a madhouse. Tickets are crazy. But of course, the Trevi Fountain, the Palatine Hill, the Colosseum, the Pantheon, the Piazza Navona, the list goes on and on. And the Trevi Fountain is just amazingly beautiful. I don't know how to describe it. Now, next up on our next list, number four is Bangkok. Well, here I am. I am in Bangkok. And yes, Bangkok is one of the most vibrant city on the planet. You have no idea. I came to Bangkok first time when I was in high school, and I remember I was just so assaulted with all the colors, the smell, the traffic, the river, the night market, the temple, the palaces. It's just very, very overwhelming. Now, I am in Bangkok at the moment, and I have not made a video of Bangkok for such a long time. And this is my first time back to Bangkok after the pandemic. So I have not been to Bangkok for 5 years. This is my first time back. I have never missed coming to Bangkok. At least I would say twice a year I'm in Bangkok, and first time back. I'm very, very happy to be back. It's by far the most affordable destination on this list. I'm sure it is. It is walking score at 9.957. Now, this I have to agree. I just came back from breakfast and I walked to the cafes, I walked to the hawker stall, and I must say, Bangkok has improved enormously when it comes to walking. Like many years ago, you can't even walk in Bangkok, but now you can easily go to any streets by just walking. And I feel much, much safer now. Now, healthcare is another thing. Thailand has excellent healthcare facilities. This is something foreigners don't usually know. But of course, we come to Thailand because of the great food, cheap, authentic Thai massages, affordable luxury, beautiful landmarks. The list goes on, and of course, Bangkok. This trip in Bangkok, I am covering Chinatown, covering Yawarat, and so that video is just coming up. But I just finished shooting, so it should come out around Chinese New Year because the whole of Yawarat now is just full of Chinese New Year decoration. It's fantastic atmosphere here in Bangkok. Now let's move on. Tallinn, Estonia is number five. Now I have never been to Estonia. I heard many, many good things. I heard like it's like a mini Europe. It's the first country that pops up in your mind. It's not the first country that pops up in your mind in your next destination. But these few years, there are activities for tourists, ease of walking, natural beauty. Tallinn is considered a hidden gem in Eastern Europe, especially for seniors. Enjoy the charm of old town strolls. But it's what, 12,000 ringgit to go there. And I'm sure there's no direct flight stuff. Um, it's pretty much a medieval city. And I know that Estonia is one of the most highly connected population to the internet that I know. So Estonia. So those are the top five destination. One, and then most of it is in Europe. Five of them and four of them in Europe. One, Istanbul, is like between Europe and Asia. So there you go. The top five destinations for 2024. Agree, disagree. Tell me what you think of these destinations. Okay, I want to move on to the next story I have is there's been some scam for the Malaysian food. So recently, there's an incident that came to light that an American influencer, his name is Solomon. I have never heard of him. He posted a video of himself paying more than the usual price for a Rumley burger. So people who don't know Rumley burger, it's like our own brand burger. Um, I think you can buy the franchise, and then you can set up a stall, and you get trained how to make a Rumley burger. It's usually a roadside store by the roadside, usually in KL. I think Panang, you find some. So this person went and eat and filmed the whole thing, which included one chicken patty, lettuce, onion, and sauce. After his order was ready, he approached the store owner to ask for price of burger, and he said it cost 10 ringgit. So he said, "This is was he scammed?" So people responded saying that it's usually 4 or 5. So is it a scam? I don't. I have never had really basically Romney burger, so I wouldn't know. Um, so this case got really buzzing on the internet, and there is now in investigation by the Ministry Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry (KPDN) who's investigating the issue at the moment. Really interesting. So good that he recorded the whole thing. I sincerely believe that he didn't really do it to expose anything, but he just thought that 10 ringgit, that's a bit too much. And that is what I believe. So what do you think of YouTuber like us going and talk about, cases like this that has occurred? Do you think this is good? Do you think this is not good? How would you rate this incident? Let me know. Also, okay, now I move on to the next story. I'm always looking for new places to discover, new places to do my content, of course. And this particular news came up, and this place is called Sungai Panjang. Now, Sungai Panjang in Malay means long river. It could be anywhere in Malaysia. But apparently, Sungai Panjang is located in the town in Sabah, Bernam. So Sabah Bernam is a district in northern state of Selangor. Selangor is, of course, the states that surround Kuala Lumpur. And four reasons why Sungai Panjang makes a fun holiday. Cool. So agriculture and fun are hardly ever the same sentence. Growing crops, making village crafts might help the economy, but such activities are rarely in anyone's general interest. Okay, well, the town of Sungai Panjang in Sabah Bernam is wanting to change this perception. It is going to be a thriving agro-tourism sector, and apparently there's an agro-tourism coordinator. His name is Hairul Riazwan Asmadi. Sorry, Hairul. So he is going to take this agro-tourism, which he thinks that it's going to be a full swing, and you're going to enjoy first of all the accommodation, which looks like this is actually not too bad, like next to the paddy field. And this is called Nasbel Cottage and Garden, and it's located next to, like, in the middle of a paddy field. So one of the ideas you can have for accommodation, and of course they're going to have ATV. They're gonna promote their food. What food they have? Mulberry dishes from Sobirin's farm. Sobirin's farm. I wonder where is that. It's a red. It's a sweet red fruit that is grown in Sungai Panjang. Okay, wow, interesting. And also local industry. What do they have? Their crafting technique, and they have weaving stuff. Uh, Believed to be the last practitioner of this type. Mengguang weaving from Miss Amina Naim, and she's supposed to be the last person who knows how to do this. Okay, well, it makes they make beautiful scarf clothes, and they are in the morning of Friday morning market, and you get a variety of wares from fresh fruit to meat to car parts, and even free toy from fast food meals. Okay, well, this is interesting. So there you go. This is Sungai Panjang in Sabah Bernam, one idea for you to have to visit Malaysia, for all Malaysians, if you want to visit this part of the world. So there you go. There is Sungai Panjang, which makes a fun holiday for all of you. Moving on to my next story is, oh, not this one. So I wanted to share a little bit on travel hacks, which I'm a big fan of. I always and researching for the best travel hacks for you all, so that your travels are much. relaxed and much smoother. I really am. I've been traveling all my life, and I think I'm in one places or the other. Before the pandemic, I used to fly a lot, and so I've got all these air miles, all these perks. I've practically stayed in many hotels across Asia. One of the travel hacks that I could share, um, which is on this page, it is good to know. No check-in luggage. I have not checked in a luggage for a very long time. And I tell you why. The reason is if you don't have check-in luggage, you don't have to wait in the line. You just don't have to wait in the line to check in your luggage. And you know the line these days at the airport is insane. um, I don't know why people bring so much stuff to their travel because where else you can do your laundry um, at the place that you're staying. I mean, if it's not a very remote place, there's always a laundry service. And if you don't take a huge luggage, you won't go and buy lots of things. You will just limit yourself to shopping. So that's why I practically never check in luggage. I have hand carries. I print my ticket and I just go in uh, to the custom line and the passport control, which is also another very long line. So I really don't know why people still these days insist that they still want to check in luggage. If you decided to check a bag, throw in AirTag, I don't know about that. There's a lot of controversial about AirTag these days. So that I don't know. Tell me what you think. Putting AirTags into your suitcases. I don't know. The best possible travel deals are flexible from destination. That is very true. Now, many people when they searched for air flight, they search destination, and the website or the apps these days by travel agency, travel platform, they are built this way because they want to get the maximum profit from you. And to do that, they built this form saying from where to where, and that's the choice you have, whereby they don't give you options in sort of here are the cheap air tickets, here are discounted off peak season air ticket. They don't do that because they want you to search in that particular way so that they get the most profit out of you. Now the best way to search for best travel deals are, of course, you have to look at the country's public holiday, your public holiday, that country's public holiday, and you have to search. And the more flexible you are on your destination and your dates, the lesser you will pay. So people search usually via destination. But let's say if you have a budget of 1,000 and then you search by whatever fits your budget, that would make more sense. So I don't understand why people want to come to Bangkok at New Year's. People go to New York, London at New Year's time where it's so expensive, and just that they can count down, or Songkran in Bangkok, or Lai Krathong, Loy Krathong in Chiang Mai. These are huge festival, peak season, peak hours, and the flight tickets are insane. So if you really need to travel at these dates, then you have to book at least 7 months in advance. I'm sorry to say that. If not, you'll be paying 2 to 3 times more than what other people are paying. Okay, so that's a tip I can have to you. Always search by within your budget, the destination and the dates to be as flexible as possible. That is my advice to you. Okay, let's move on to number 4 is travel insurance. Now, this I really believe you have to have insurance when you, first of all, rent a car, go abroad, health insurance, whatever insurance you can get, just get them. Believe me, I've done some really, really crazy activities: snorkeling, diving, renting a car, on a horseback riding. All of these activities, there's risk. And I've done like gliding, um, I've done jet ski, all sorts. Always have insurance and know what the insurance policy covers. Like when I go diving, I would pay for the insurance. I go snorkeling, I pay for the insurance. Car insurance, very, very important. You are driving in a foreign country. Imagine that. You don't know what's gonna happen, really. Like a bike could just appear from out of nowhere, or a shark could just turn up at your back, or a stingray flying over you. Who knows? So get insurance. That is so, so important. I cannot stress this enough. Get insurance wherever you go. And also, take your credit card, for example. If you buy your air ticket with credit card, if you pay for your accommodation with credit card, usually your credit card will have insurance policy. So that insurance policy, study that. And also when you are applying for a credit card, you also can check out what their insurance policy are. And that's very important. People always go for the credit card for their perks, but try to take the credit card and see what the insurance policy is. Okay. Next one is allocate all your spending on a credit card that racks up points. Okay, I've done that before. That's an okay things to do. But mind you, the calculation of miles for your credit card is so different from what I used to experience. It's not easy to have points at the moment. So it's up to you. Just study your credit card. Sign up credit card bonuses. Well, yeah. Again, I'm not a huge believer in credit card these days, but they do have some calculation, and if you spend some time studying them, knowledge is everything. So studying them is also important. Okay, this one: search for flights leaving at off peak. That is very important. You save a lot of money if you travel midweek, if you travel for a red eyes travel. Now, red eyes means overnight, meaning you don't get to sleep much, or with a layover. Yeah, that really helps. Prioritize early morning flight. This is very, very good tip. Early morning flights usually are on time because the traffic is just starting to build up. So if you travel by, let's say, noon, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, then the traffic in each of the airport builds up, and that is a problem. Your flight gets delayed or sometimes even canceled. So early morning flights are the better choice. I totally agree with that. If convenience is important, then money, prioritize morning flights. Yes, they are the least likely to be delayed and to be canceled. I totally agree with that. Uh, Search flights. Okay, this one, not sure where to go. Okay, sign up for loyalty, blah, blah, blah. Keep an eye for point sale. Yes, always sign up to some of the newsletter. I think it's good to sign up with some of the newsletter. They will, alert you. Your credit card also alerts you. Um, and taking money, this is important. I always feel like you should have enough cash. Cash is still king. I don't believe in taking money from ATM overseas. They cost too much. The fees is just too much. That I don't believe. Um, Unless you have a bank account on that particular country. Other than that, I really don't believe in them. Download airline apps before you fly. Very important. Now, because I know for a fact that a lot of people miss their flight because they have the wrong date and they have also different time zone. Like, for example, when I was flying from Indonesia, I was transiting through Bali, and Jakarta and Bali have different time zones. So Indonesia is huge, so they have different time zones. So luckily, I didn't miss my flight. But download the airline apps because some apps are so good that they prompt you, your flight is, your gate is closing, the gate is open, you can check in now. I'm flying back tonight and I'm already checked in to my airline because they prompt me and say, hey, you can check in now. So that reminds me I have a flight tonight to catch. So always download airline apps. This is a must, you guys. For check-in, your seat, your meal selection, those are all in the airline apps that you can change easily anywhere on your phone. So do that. So while you're at it, also check out the seat map. Yes, I'm a firm believer in seat map. I always have a preference for my seat. A good seat is very important. Pay the extra leg room. Just pay it because the normal seat these days are terrible. Have you been to some of the airlines these days? They are really. I'm 5'7", 170 centimeters, and I'm about 70 kg. And those seats are not even built for me. So if you're taller than me, if you have longer legs than me, then forget it. I mean, I need the extra leg room. The airlines are now doing terribly because, of course, they want to maximize the points. But have extra leg room now today, be it whether you're a male or a female, just pay for it because you want to have a comfortable seat. That's for sure. So have a study of the seat map. And if you're on a cruise, have a study on your cabin location. I mean, that's very important. If you're on a cruise, you don't want your cabins to be underneath the pool or underneath a club, a nightclub, or a performance theaters. So always know where your location of your seat and in the cruise where your cabin are. I think it's very, very important. People just showed up and think that they're going to have good seats. No, you have to fight for these seats. And of course, theaters. You're going to the opera, you know where your seats are. It's the same kind of philosophy here. You may even find an open seat in first class and business class and polite asking for an upgrade. You never know, they'll say yes. So that has happened to me. Seriously, that has happened to me. So I always book the extra leg room, and somebody wanted my seat. Okay, so this is a full flight. I have the extra leg room. Somebody wanted my seat. So they started upgrading people. Okay, so they pay more than what I paid for that extra legroom seat in economy. And then they upgraded me to business class. So that's what I've learned. So I always buy the extra leg room. You don't know because they're going to open up and people are going to bid for better seats. And if they do bid for your seat, which usually is people bid for the extra legroom seat, and you get upgraded. And that has happened to me on multiple times. I kid you not. When I fly long flights, long connection flights, always extra legroom. People bid for my seat, then I get upgraded to business class. And that has happened to me many of times. I have never paid for a business class. Never have I ever paid for business class. And I kid you not, I have been on business class many, many times. And it helps because if you're traveling solo and I don't have any luggage to check in. So that helps me to get automatic upgrade to business class. Believe me, I should do a whole section on this because I know how the system works in having you upgraded to business. And of course, I fly a certain airline a lot. I'm a loyal flyer to a certain few airlines that I use. So that helps a lot. If your travel plans are flexible, volunteer for a later flight when they're offering compensation to offset the cost of the airline. So this I have never voluntarily given up my seat. So this happens a lot in the States. So let me know if you think this is a good idea to give up your seat and to just take the compensation. Has anybody had any experience in this? To basically have to give up your seat. I don't know. The compensation may get you thousands of dollars in flight vouchers. So yeah, I guess if I'm flexible, I would totally do it, and of course for a good price. Buffer extra time for delays always. Yes, people plan their trip like seven attraction in one day. That's absurd. Like, who has the time to go to seven different locations in one day, given the traffic these days? Even public transport you have is insane. You have to buffer for extra time, and then you have to think, if the flight is delayed, what are you going to do? So usually you don't, rule of thumb, usually you don't plan anything for the first day of your trip, because there are chances your train is going to get delayed, your flight is going to get delayed, something might happen. And you also need the extra rest when you arrive in your destination. So, rule of thumb for me is never I plan something immediately when I land. Like I plan to go to the Grand Palace in Bangkok when I land. That's impossible. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. You come, you check in the hotel if you can. If not, then you hang up on the street. Usually, rule of thumb, the first day I would do is to check out the surroundings. You want to know where 7-Eleven is. You want to know where you can do your laundry. You want to know, like me, I want to know where the cafes are, because I need coffee. So I need to know where the cafes are, and I want to know where I can do my laundry, where I can rent a car. These are the things you need to do when you arrive on the first day. Other than that, don't plan anything. Don't buy any tickets to any museum on the first day you arrive. So the next one is, if you have a connecting flight, aim for 90 minutes layover. That's very, very true. So if July, June, August is the best time of the year to visit Greece, then considering going May or September. Very, 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 very wise. People flock to Bangkok, for instance, Songkran, for instance, the New Year's, especially December. So don't go to Bangkok during this time. I don't think you'll enjoy it with so many crowds fighting for taxi, fighting for tuk tuk, fighting in the restaurant. It's not worth it. So go at non-peak hour, non-peak season. Yeah, and check out alternative transport beside plane and car. Train, bikes, public transportation. Always download the public transportation apps in the city. Milan has a app transportation. Singapore has one. You can always find those public transportation apps. Download them before you arrive. There's also bike apps in Amsterdam, I know of. The train apps in Germany, the train apps in Italy, France, Spain, very helpful to see schedule coming in and out. Yeah. Create a default packing list for yourself that you can copy and tailor for each trip. This one I might do it this year, because I'm packing almost every other week for this and that. Medication, charger, toiletries. I put it in one bag, so I don't have to like take it out, take it in, packed, unpacked. Just put one thing in one bag, and have those bags ready, and you're just ready to go. So that is also very, very helpful to me on the way that I packed and go to places to places. Wear layers while in transit. It's easier to pack your luggage and you can stay warm as needed. Yeah, those who are very scared of being cold, that's a very good tip. If you suffer from swollen ankle and potential blood clot while sitting in one place for hours, get a pair of compression socks. That I don't know. Have you guys been? Do you guys have compression socks? I don't know. But I think as I get older, this is something I should look into. Another must, reusable water bottle. Yes, this is a very good idea. Most budget airlines don't even allow you to bring stuff on board nowadays. So a reusable bottled water, and then when you go into the gate, you fill up your bottle with drinks. That's a very good idea. And in case of an emergency, when you're on tour and the bus trip takes 2 hours, yes, it's a very very good idea to bring water bottles, and of course plastic these days. One-time use plastic. We try to cut that, and that's a good idea. Heading to places without clean potable water, don't forget to bring water filter or purifier. Yeah, I would say so, but people rarely do that. I think people rarely do that. Yes, organize your suitcase to save space. This is a big part for me because I don't check in my luggage. It's always a hand carry. So space is everything when I come to packing. I get Do I get easily organized suitcase? Not really. I just bring less stuff. But if you do want to maximize them, yes, you need space. Consider vacuum bags to decompress your clothes. Gone were the days that I used to bring a lot of fancy clothes. I don't do that anymore. So it's always sportswear clothes that I'm wearing. And now it's easy to pack, so I just dump them in. And I don't really need vacuum bags. Have you guys had vacuum bags? I don't, but there you go. Don't bring too many valuables. Yes, I don't know why people are still bringing their Rolexes, their jewelry. You have to get through airport security. It's no, don't do it. There are burglaries, housekeeping you don't know. Why? Why do you want to bring all these expensive stuff to your travel these days? Still baffles me. Always tell someone at home what their itineraries. Yes, this is something I need to improve. You really have to tell someone where you are. But nowadays with internet, people post stuff, so you still do have to tell people where you're going, especially when you're going to the outskirts of the city. You're in the desert, you're in the forest, you're going camping in the jungles, you're going to the sea, you're going out to the water, you're going snorkeling, diving. I've done all that. And it's good to tell people where you're going, especially when you're going alone. So not so much when you're in a group. So when you're in a group, you're with other people, so people can still help. Turn on location service traveling, location services. Well, this one is, I want to save my batteries when I go on traveling. So I don't know if it's a good idea because it does drain your battery. Um, yeah, print out extra copies of your passport. That is very, very important. Always have copies of your passport. I cannot tell you more than enough. I have copies of all my documents in another bag and they're ready to go if something happens. Losing your passport is very easy. I've lost my passport, but every time, touch wood, every time I found my passport back, so it's fine for me. But you can lose your passport very easily because some places, like for example, money changing, you need passport these days, and some of the stuff you need passport these days. So you would take out your passport and do stuff. So it's important to have extra copies of your passport. Let's see what else they have. Yes, this I've talked about. The cost of laundry versus check-in bag. Hello? The cost of laundry nowadays with coins and self-service laundry, it's not even worth the touch. I mean, you have clean clothes to wear in a fraction of the price that you check in your luggage. Wait for your luggage. Get in line to check in your luggage. I mean, that's insane. I don't know why people still want to do that these days. Yeah, I think I'm coming to the last one. If you can, take the day off after you get home so you can ease back to everyday life. Yes, you need to do that. You don't want to exhaust yourself Some people like exhaust themselves and they go back, and the next day, early morning, they go to work. Not a good idea. Always, I have a rule whereby first 2 days I travel and I go to all these attractions, go, 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 shopping, horse riding, snorkeling, diving. The third day I rest. The third day I do absolutely nothing but just chill in the pool, chill with a dinner with friends, chill with a dinner with lunch, brunch with friends, never doing anything. So those are some of the things that I wanted to share with you. Some of the things that travel hacks that I want to share with you in this special episode of me. I hope you enjoyed this live channel. Hey, Lee and Lee Len X. Hey, yes, anything over 6 hours, I'll wear compression socks and schedule my movement and stretching. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think we need to stretch more, and we need to certainly have more exercise. So that is it. That is my sharing session with you. I hope you find this session interesting. This is my first live, and I hope that you all have a great year in your travel. I cannot wait to hear all your traveling plans this year. I really, really am very excited for 2024. I have all my travel plans lined up until April, I think. April, all's been set, all's been planned, and I think this will be a very exciting year. It's Chinese New Year. It is the year of the dragon, and finally, we're able to move and to travel across the world without much restriction now. But of course, always, always remember the travel tips I shared with you. These really are some of the tips that I swear by, and I I was able to enjoy my holiday because of what I've learned. And of course, I've been an amateur travel until now, an expert travel these days across the world. I think Mark Twain says it well, that when you travel, um, your life changes. You learn so much more from just the book that you read. And that's why I urge people to go and see places, to experience life, which is, I think, the best way to learn in life. So that is what I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for joining me in this, my first live streaming, my first live session. If you like it, please click like, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. And I hope to bring you to more destinations in Malaysia, outside of Malaysia, in Southeast Asia, outside of Southeast Asia. I cannot wait for the whole year to start. I've done Italy now, and I'm just finishing up my lake tour here in Thailand, the land of smiles, and much more is installed. I love planning my trips. Uh, that's that's my hobby. That's my obsession. Planning trips, looking at location, what I want to see, what I want to eat, the people I want to see, the festival I want to attend, the mountains, the river. Oh, I can talk for hours about traveling, which is my true passion. Um, Getting out there and seeing the world. I think I'm like a modern day Marco Polo. I mean, if I won $1 million, I would just travel, and you would not see me um, for a very long time. Thank you again. I know I've been mumbling too much, but I hope all of you have a very safe travel this year. And remember, every Wednesday is my new video. The next one will be Chiang Mai, and then hopefully Bangkok, and then Panang, which is north of Phuket. Thank you all for joining me in this live session. And I wish you all happy travel, happy Chinese New Year. And hopefully, I'll do this again. Maybe I'll do this monthly. Maybe I'll do this bi monthly. I don't know yet. But thank you. And please subscribe and like and so on. And I'll see you in my next video on Wednesday. Goodbye and Sawadee Ka from Bangkok here in Thailand.